What is going on, YouTube? It's Old Psycho. I'm back with another video, and I'm very orange right now. I'm going to be talking about something that I'm going to be following up two of my past videos that I made. I love Avatar. I really love Avatar, and unfortunately, it's happened to be published by one of the worst companies to have ever existed. You know, I never thought these guys would be under like a crazy parent company that just happens to be funding Israel and Trump and stuff like that. You know, like I'm not gonna get too into that, but you know, it's like you think like, how can we just keep piling shit onto this shit mountain, you know? But yeah, guys, so my Avatar videos are doing pretty well. I seem to get a lot of comments on it, got a lot of likes on it. I just want to say thank you all for the support. Comments are pretty crazy, and to be honest, I gotta tell you guys something crazier. What's even crazier than these comments is not liking the goddamn video. You gotta like the goddamn video. You gotta comment, you gotta dislike, do whatever you can to interact with this video. It helps me in the algorithm, and I very, very appreciate it. Remember when this was a logo? In the late 2010s, like we kind of started to look into certain things after two certain someones just didn't appear to some awards, Miranda Cosgrove and Jeanette McCurdy. We all saw that and we was like, man, that's pretty fucking weird. And then we started looking into it, and then yeah, all this, yeah, Dan the Footman Schneider got exposed. It's crazy because I used to love Nickelodeon. I used to love Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon had my back when Cartoon Network did. Remember the CN Real shit that happened? I think it was around like 2007 or 2008 when I don't know, some corporate executive at Cartoon Network just decided that it would be a very good idea to live action shows on a children's network for cartoons.
Doing real stuff in real situations. Wednesday nights on CN Real.
What's your name?
8 o'clock, Wednesday nights, CN Real on Cartoon Network.
Oh wait, it was June 17, 2009. Yeah, it had The Outsiders, Bobby Says, Brandon Rush. Dude, what would happen? Dude, what would happen if I just blow up a pile of... I'm not gonna finish that sentence. And Destroy, Build, Destroy. Actually, I actually kind of like this show. It's just, why was it on Cartoon Network? These are shows that should have been on like MTV or VH1 or some shit. But yeah, the reason why these shows existed is because, you know, Disney and Nick were doing the same thing. They kept implementing a lot of these live action shows because, you know, when we see real people doing real things, is like we can kind of connect to them more. I guess we kind of see like a real face. So I don't really understand the appeal. Like when I was a kid and I'm on these children's networks, I only cared about cartoons. I only wanted to see cartoons because I thought that live action stuff was for grown-ups. I didn't want grown-up shit. I wanted to stay a kid. I wanted to be a kid. I wanted to watch kids shit. So that's why Cartoon Network was kind of like my safe haven when it came to just what I wanted to watch. And when I just started seeing more live action stuff just pop up everywhere, like it on Disney, it was fine. Like I liked Hannah Montana, I liked Zack and Cody and stuff like that, but I didn't like seeing it on the networks like Nickelodeon. Started seeing stuff like iCarly and Drake and Josh. Now those are really good shows, but then we started seeing so many other live action shows that I just didn't care for. I wanted more of like stuff like Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom and stuff like that. They just stopped pushing out the cartoons. They started developing more live action shows. So yeah, I was a Cartoon Network refugee. I went to Nicktoons and all day they played Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's where my love for Avatar came. That's why we got all these goddamn videos on my channel. I remember they used to play a lot of reruns of Danny Phantom. We had Iron Man Armored Adventures. What was it? Kappa Mikey. Was that on Nicktoons? Yeah, Free Delivery. I remember all these great shows that were on Nicktoons. And it's like Nicktoons had everything that the primary network wasn't showing, and it was like what Cartoon Network wasn't giving me. Yeah, because around like the late 2000s, Cartoon Network just started to put a bad taste in my mouth. So Nicktoons was my home. And I love that on Nicktoons they weren't afraid to show their other cartoons, everything that wasn't this guy.
Great, this is in the early 2000s, right? So Fairly Odd Parents is really a lot of fun to work on. People are liking it. They're watching their TVs. Kids are going, Mom, Dad, it's the Fairly Odd Parents. Mom and Dad sit down, shove the kids out of the way, and they watch the show, which is really cool. But then Nickelodeon says, hey, Butch, guess what? I'm like, what? Does this mean you guys want to do more? And they're like, no, we're canceling the show. And I'm like, what? So the show's canceled, right? And I'm like, well, that's really too bad. I'm like, why? They're like, well, we're canceling your show because there's no sponge in it. And I'm like, well, I could put a sponge in it, but there's already a show with a sponge and a starfish. I can make my show about a sponge and like a catfish. They're like, no, that's dumb. And I went, okay, fine. So they canceled the show.
I fucking hate this yellow motherfucker. SpongeBob was one of the biggest things to ever come out of this network. It was one of the biggest things that ever hit television in the early 2000s. He was everywhere. Burger King commercials. He had toys. I played a lot of his games. He then went on to have a movie in theaters during a time where cartoon movies started to become like all the cartoon movies began to be phased out of theaters. And it was decent. Nickelodeon saw this success and was like, man, we want more of this shit. Like, man, we gotta get more of this money. Any cartoon that came out that wasn't like this guy, that wasn't like just a massive hit, they would just kind of can it. Like they would just kind of cancel a bunch of shows and stuff like that. Stories got canceled on February 2nd, 2013. Planet Sheen got canceled. Super Ninjas got canceled. What was Super Ninjas again? I remember the name, but like what? Oh wow, yeah, this shit got canceled. Troop, House of Anubis, The Backyardigans got canceled in 2013. Go Diego Go got canceled in 2013. Wow, it was canceled in 2013. Go Diego Go got canceled in 2013. Big Time Rush. Oh wow. Yeah, I think I remember House of Anubis. I remember one of my friends talking about this. Yeah, I feel like this show could have been like very successful, but it's just not SpongeBob. Oh wait, Danny Phantom got canceled. Are you what? Wow, Danny Phantom was canceled after 3 seasons and 53 episodes. Wow. Oh wow, I thought it was just The series faced cancellation due to high production costs, low toy sales, and strategic shift by network executives to focus on other projects like Avatar: Last Airbender. Yikes. But even then, wasn't Avatar ending around then anyway? I feel like both shows could have existed. But yeah, Invader Zim didn't have that many episodes, huh? Yeah, Invader Zim got canceled like pretty early. Canceled during the second season in January 2002. Fuck. Yeah, I guess they just, I don't know. If it wasn't SpongeBob, they just didn't get, like, I swear to God, like, they wanted this guy to be like their fucking Mickey Mouse. And I'm sure at some point Nickelodeon probably had aspirations to be what Disney ended up being. Like I remember, like I heard they had their own resort. I have like a very vague memory of this. I was like very young when they started showing commercials of this resort. I never had any hopes or dreams of ever going here. My parents, my family never had money to go anywhere. We barely had money to want to go to McDonald's. You got McDonald's money? That's what I used to hear growing up. But yeah, instead of like expanding and capitalizing on their many great IPs, they just prioritized this fucking Sponge. I never fully understood why, because like as we've been going over, they have other banger shows like this one, Avatar. That Avatar even surpassed the ratings of. Yeah, Avatar even surpassed fucking SpongeBob at one point during the Kids' Choice Awards. And it's like to be honest, like when it comes to the Kids' Choice Awards, of course SpongeBob is gonna win every fucking year because it's the only cartoon they show. But yeah, so I guess they didn't like that. So when the sequel show to Avatar came around, this is when there was really, really deep into SpongeBob. I think Korra came around like 2012, I think. But yeah, time and time again they got in the way of production. They didn't want the pro tag of Korra to be female. They fucked with production. They green lit it for 1 season. I was like, oh wait, fuck, we need more money. We need more of this. They get another season that they decide to air during primetime Friday at like 7 p.m. instead of Saturday mornings like before, like the first season. And let me, you guys didn't grow up with cable television probably, but that was probably the worst time to put any cartoon back in the day. You do not, like when you're making a new cartoon, you want to put it in Saturday mornings. And as for the rest of the time slots, it was just filled with this fucking guy right here. And they pulled the same shit with Fairly Odd Parents. And to be honest with you guys, I think at some point, I like Fairly Odd Parents more than SpongeBob. Like, I feel like the show had better writing. And even when we get to Butch Hartman's other work, Danny Phantom, I feel like that had way better writing too. You could probably argue with Jimmy Neutron. I'm not really sure about Jimmy Neutron. But Danny Phantom and Fairly Odd Parents, like, for sure. Like, when we talk about the series as a whole, like, definitely. But yeah, they pull bullshit with Fairly Odd Parents. They pull shit with Korra. The ratings dropped with Korra. Shocker. Then in the middle of season 3, it got pulled off the air. I had to watch it on the Nickelodeon website. That shitty ass Nickelodeon website. And at some point, I couldn't even find it on there. Like the website fucking sucked. So I had to watch it on YouTube. And they continue to ruin the production of shows like that, Jimmy Neutron, Rise of the TMNT, many others, and eventually SpongeBob. They ended up going against the creators' wishes about creating spin-offs and other things. We didn't want to suddenly become the people serving up food that's not that good for you, especially kids. We work with Burger King and they make toys and watches. But to actually take the step of pushing the food that's crossing the line, I don't want to be the Pied Piper of fast food. And I'm pretty sure this is a relation to the Krabby Patty meals. Steven Hillenburg was very much against fast food and didn't want his characters to be used to push those foods. And because of the aquatic nature of the show, the Krabby Patty itself is actually all vegan, which the one from Wendy's is not. It's pretty sad to see that the wishes of others are not respected after they are gone. Nothing is sacred when corporations are involved. Yeah. I mean, it's just something that we tend to see, like when it comes to Akira Toriyama or even anybody. Like, you ever notice like when someone like dies, they all of a sudden they're like, oh, this person was so great, this person was like fantastic, and like they start kind of like doing performative things to kind of respect the person after they pass away, but it's really all performative. They didn't really like have these thoughts and this same amount of respect for the person while they were alive, so they want to pretend like they do when they're dead. I gotta talk about Dan fucking Schneider, guys. I gotta talk about Dan Schneider. Quiet on Set docuseries exposed alleged toxic behavior by Dan Schneider on Nickelodeon sets. Amanda Bynes, I think she's from that Amanda show, right? Amanda Bynes and Dan Schneider's time at Nickelodeon scrutinized with claims of favoritism and interference in her personal life. Schneider denies worst accusation, apologized for past behavior, and shares a side of events and interviews. Damn, what was the yeah, I remember seeing this pop up like a little while ago.
Still, keep the attitude a little more where we were when you turned to him for the, you brighten it up a little bit. Okay, well, I still have it straight, and then stop with more.
Stop laughing at the director. Show some respect, Jeanette. Respect. No smiling.
No, why is he talking like
take
that?
$100 off her check.
Yeah, and it's like everybody's quiet around him. Like they're Miranda Cosgrove is smile, but like anyone that's interacted with anyone in their whole life knows that these are like nervous smiles. They're nervous around. They're uncomfortable around him, dude. Like, cause he has all the fucking. It's like he has all the power, Like he actually could cut $100 from her check. I don't know if he was actually serious about that, but yeah, like this guy's an asshole.
People all yellow. Why do you look like Simpsons characters?
Why do we come out yellow? I play this extra.
Don't stare at me like that. You're scaring me.
Sorry.
The fans still don't know who you are.
They will.
Take a look at her, and then you've seen that face before. Here we go. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go. All right.
But no, it's just the oh man. But it's that
Yeah.
attitude.
Oh yeah.
And man, these kids, or I guess adults now, they were older than me. They were so good. They were so good on that show. But it's like, I don't know. I guess when you have a motherfucker cracking a whip on you every scene, it's like, yeah, I guess of course you're gonna be good.
It was a different time, so I think it was a little easier to go to and from a courthouse and not worry about Twitter that night or TMZ paparazzis being there. On the day of sentencing for Brian, I get to the courthouse. It was the most unbelievable thing I'd ever seen. His entire side of the courtroom was full. Full. There were definitely some recognizable faces on that side of the room. And my side was me, my mom, and my brother. Brian had been convicted, but getting all of this support from a lot of people in the industry, and yeah, I was pretty shocked. I addressed my statement to everyone in the room. I looked at all of them, and I just said, "How dare you?" And I said, "You will forever have the memory of sitting in this courtroom and defending this person. And I will forever have the memory of the person you're defending violating me and doing unspeakable acts and crimes. And that's what I'll remember.
Yeah, and that's like the worst thing that comes with it. It's not just the act itself. It's like what, like the mental scars that it leaves on these kids that turn into adults. And the fact that, his whole, like, the whole side of his room was full, was just like, that's why a lot of people don't speak up about these types of things, because it's like, nobody's going to be on my side anyway. No one's going to hear me out. This person has like all the power in the world. This person has like so many strings attached to so many different people. It's like everyone wants to save their own skin, so they're not gonna support you. It's better to just like get you out of the way, end your career, get you out of the picture, and continue to support this person who has power. But it's like, you know, like there's so many fucking shady people in Hollywood. Like we got that what's that guy's name? He played Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller has been hosting a 25-year-old mother and her 3 children at their Vermont farm, a living arrangement that worries the children's father. Accused of housing children on a farm with guns and marijuana. Dude, Ezra Miller could have his own video in its own self, but like there's a whole bunch of shady people like him in this business, in this space. And it has, if you just go down like the long history of Hollywood, it was even worse back in the golden age with actresses like Shirley Temple. And what was that girl that played the Wizard of Oz? Let me get her name. Judy Garland. Oh god, this poor girl, dude. Holy fuck. She went through some shit. And so many people, like, dude, 47 years. She was only 47 years, bro. Oh, that's why I didn't want to talk about this, because it's like it opens up a big ass can of worms of things that connects to other things that's not even related to Nickelodeon, but it could be related to Nickelodeon. But it's like it's common things across all of Hollywood. I remember this one interview from Dylan and Cole Sprouse when they was talking about, like, I think it was around the time this Dan Schneider shit was coming out, and they was pretty much asked if they experienced anything, right? The young women on Disney Channel were so heavily sexualized from such an earlier age that my brother and I, that there's absolutely no way that we could compare our experiences. Every single person going through that trauma has a unique experience. When we talk about child stars going nuts, what we're not actually talking about is how fame is a trauma. I'm violently defensive against people who mock some of the young women who were on the channel when I was younger, because I don't feel like it adequately comprehends the humanity of the experience and what it takes to recover. I've noticed the same psychological effects that fame yields upon a group of young adults as I did when I was a child. I just think people have an easier time hiding it than when they're older. I still have a very complicated relationship to celebrity culture. So yeah, you see what I mean when I say like all this stuff kind of connects to each other. Like it's kind of like a thing that happens across like all aspects of Hollywood, and when it comes to Nickelodeon, like this, the way they treated their cartoons were shit, and the way they treated their live action stars were pretty shit too. And the way they treated their writers were also pretty shit. So it was only a matter of time before Nickelodeon fell apart. I don't know who's in charge of Nickelodeon now, but like as it was back then, it just didn't have the stability. And when it came to like once we start reaching around the 2010s, it's kind of just harder to keep this stuff under wraps. Like everybody's using the internet, everybody's getting smarter. Everybody's getting smart when using the internet, right? So it's easier to look into things. Everything is kind of in your face. So like when it comes to this shit, you can't hide that. It's crazy enough I'm even talking about this with the fucking files coming out. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like you can like, I'm not good. This isn't gonna be a political channel. I'm not gonna turn into a fucking grifter or anything. That's not the goal here. You know, I'm just telling you guys why I fucking hate all of these niggas, why I hate Nickelodeon, why I hate what they did to these child stars, and the trauma that they left with it. Like no matter what your political beliefs are, I think we can all agree that we shouldn't be doing this. We need to start treating children better, like just overall. Like yeah, man. Yeah, this is getting to be a pretty lengthy video, so I think I'm gonna cut it off there. Like I don't want to make this into a whole documentary on Nickelodeon. We already have plenty of those already, and I'm not trying to add another one to the bunch, even though I kind of am, but I'm not trying to make a whole long ass video essay. These are my thoughts. I want to know yours. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you like, dislike, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all later. Goodbye.